Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
Okay, I want to talk to you about something. I feel like this will open up a really interesting conversation. So there was, because I've been spending a lot of time on TikTok as per usual, and there was a woman who posted on TikTok, and I couldn't believe, I checked, and it's still up, and I couldn't believe that she didn't take it down. And she's like really teary-eyed. Like it looks like something really awful has happened to her. And in the TikTok, she's saying that she was on vacation somewhere. She met someone. They had a really good time. They had a connection. They met at a bar that the person worked at, and they texted back and forth for a while. And then they went out on a hiking date, and she had a really good time. She thinks that they had a good time. And then when she texted them after that, the next day, they didn't respond. And so then she went home. She went about her normal life. But then when she was back in the area, vacationing again, a couple of weeks later, she messaged them again and sent them more text messages, and they didn't reply then either. So then she proceeded to go to their place of business, the bar that
where they work. Yeah.
Their place of employment.
Yes. And engage with them there, and said, and in this TikTok, she's upset because she's like, they looked me in the eye and chit-chatted with me and didn't even acknowledge that they didn't respond to any of my text messages.
What in the world would you expect?
And she's like close to tears. Like she is like about to cry.
I have so many issues with this.
It's clueless. It's absolutely...
And listen, is it rude to, in my opinion, is it rude to, if you feel like, especially if you feel like the other person has a connection with you and you've been on a date, like, is it rude to ghost them? I think so.
Sure. Yeah.
But
it sucks. It's a sucky feeling, but you said it best when you're like, no response is a response.
Right.
Absolutely.
No response is a response.
Take it and
you don't go to their
to their job.
To their job.
That is my
while they're
fucking
working.
nightmare.
And they're working
personal stuff coming into my place of employment.
No.
And we've worked
absolutely
in
not.
restaurants before too.
Yes.
You can't, like, you have to be friendly,
Right.
Like,
You
what are you
can't-
going to do?
Yeah. What are you going to act like an asshole?
Yeah.
That's your paycheck on the line.
What are you going to do in that situation?
And then nobody else understands why you're feeling that way or acting that way, because they don't understand that you don't want anything to do with
Also,
this person.
can you imagine if you haven't responded to somebody that is texting you and then they show up at your job? That is frightening.
It is frightening.
It is.
It's bordering stalker level here.
Yeah.
Like her making a TikTok about it is bordering stalker behavior.
And she doubles down in the comments, because a lot of people are like, no response is a response. Like, that's the message that you should have received. Just you should just move on. Don't go to their job, right? And so she doubles down in the comments, and she posts their entire text conversation from like the time they met to the time he stopped or they stopped responding.
Ma'am, Bonnie Raitt said, you can't make somebody love you.
That's right.
And here's the thing.
Take it from her.
I skimmed the texts because there's quite a few of them. I didn't read them all. And I can understand how you could feel. You get those butterflies when you meet someone you're interested in. And when they're messaging you things like, oh, you're so cute, and, stuff like that. And this person was definitely, to me, it looked like they were interested.
Yeah.
Initially. They went on a date, then they stopped responding to your texts. That, again, shitty, but like that's the message. That's the message. It's like, they thought they were interested. They thought you had chemistry, and then
turns out you
they
don't.
weren't feeling it IRL, And I think posting the entire text thread, yes, they didn't include the name.
It doesn't make you look better. Some people don't think about what is the outcome you hope to have
That is
from
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what outcome does she want?
Right.
Yeah, what's the best case scenario here
Just
for
everyone
you?
on the internet to agree with her and hold her hand. And
I don't know. Or does she think, oh, this guy's going to see it and he's going to know?
Oh, he's going to feel bad.
If I saw that about me,
you?
oh my God, 911.
Yeah.
I would be so
I would like to
upset
I want a
by
restraining
that.
order, because this is scary now. Like, I don't even think it's like funny. I don't think it's.
And I feel like she's clearly genuinely distressed. Like in the TikTok,
get
like
it.
she is genuinely distressed, and I don't like seeing anyone hurting.
But if I'm on the
right?
other end of that, I'm also genuinely fucking distressed.
And if I'm her friend, I'm distressed because I'm like, honey,
Yeah, we
what
gotta
are
have
we
a talk.
doing?
If
We're gonna,
I
yeah.
would, as your friend, I would tell you to take it down. I'd be
Yeah.
like, you need to take that down. If you
It's
want
not a
to,
good
you can
look.
cry to me because I know you got your feelings hurt.
Yeah, you will go over all the texts
Right.
and everything
One
like
by
that.
one.
You cry to your friends
even
and stuff,
validate you
but
because
I'll
I'm
bring
your
a bottle
friend,
of wine
but-
over, but
yeah,
you don't put it on the internet like that.
Somebody needs to tough love her. I think this is a repercussion of never being told no, or like not ever being. What is going on?
Rejection's a part of life.
Chase. You don't chase
can't.
what is meant to be. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Right.
Like you
Shouldn't have to.
cannot force something to happen. You cannot manifest it. You can't like going to someone's job and then it becomes like a rom-com thing. That's all fucking movies, books, fantasy bullshit. Don't stop
and
chasing
why would you
people.
want to? This is how I feel about it, and I feel like this about every relationship in my life, including friendships. I'm not going to run after you because like I feel like I'm a good friend, I'm
Right.
a good person,
Yep.
and I'm a good partner. You know, like I'm not going to chase after you. If you want to, it should be reciprocal.
That's
it should
exactly
be
right.
equal on both sides. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to be a good friend to you. I want you to be a good friend to me.
Yep.
If I have to chase you down, that's going to make me feel like shit.
Right.
And I don't need that. I've got a lot of people in my life who genuinely want to be around me
right.
and genuinely like me. So like,
That's right.
why would I
Why am I wasting my
chase
time on?
someone who doesn't?
That's right.
There's no need.
Yeah.
You know, and I get having your feelings hurt. Rejection feels like shit.
Sure.
You know, like that's not nice to ghost someone, but like this, you just, honey, you just gotta move on.
It makes me think of like that whole age-old question of being like, you know, making your partner like dropping all these hints and basically like making them
Girl,
like
I'm not a goddamn mind reader.
get you flowers instead, you know, and how that feels when you like basically make your partner
Right,
do
'cause it's
something
real
versus
good.
it is. It's terrible.
And does it
don't
really
like
feel
it.
good?
It doesn't feel
when
good.
you get the flowers?
No.
Do you feel good
Exactly.
Feels
about
like
it?
shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, see, that is such a trigger for me. I just fucking listen. And I've had conversations sometimes with Chris, just like, good communication is important. Like I am feeling a way and it is what it is. I don't know where it's coming from or whatever, but I want you to know because I also respect that you're not a mind reader.
Right.
And that's where I'm starting to get maybe a little attitude, but this is because I feel this way. That's called communication.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's manipulative bullshit and I'm not a goddamn child. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like get a fucking grip on your goddamn life. Like it pisses me off so hard. Like
Yeah.
fucking own your own emotions.
Yeah.
And if you have emotions, that's fine. That's great. But you need to communicate them. People aren't mind readers. And I don't like being manipulated. And
Yeah.
I, in the turn, will not manipulate
And
you.
that's a little bit of what it feels like when she didn't get a text back and then decided to go to the job.
Yes.
It feels very manipulative because what can that person do
That's
at
right.
their employment? You know what I mean? Like
You're not giving them an opportunity to be
You're
themselves.
forcing an interaction. You're forcing a fake interaction.
Yes.
And best case scenario, they go back out with you. But like,
Is
do you
that-
even
do you
really
even
want that?
it?
Is that the
After
case?
they've ghosted you for
Exactly.
weeks?
It's the same
Yes.
thing as the flowers. You manipulated them into doing the thing that you wanted. Does that feel good now? No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
It's-
it was
yeah.
bizarre to me to see, you know, and again, like you said, I didn't even question that because at this point I'm just like, yeah, everybody puts everything on the internet. But I'm like, yeah, what is she trying to get?
What is your goal?
from it other than just to shame the person, to just express that they had a,
You're
I don't know.
shaming yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
You look stupid.
Damn. Tough love.
Listen,
Tough love.
you needed to hear it.
Tough
Tough love
love.
needed to happen here. And
If
and
you're a
it's
listener
clear
of this
that you,
podcast, I'm so sorry, sweetie. But
it's clear that you don't have people close enough to you to tell you the truth. And the fact is that you look manipulative. You look like you can't communicate properly. It's a problem. It's
And-
a you problem,
and
not a
baby.
him, not a them problem.
right.
Right.
And like to put this in a more like maybe more
Nice.
more kindly. Yeah, is like
And listen, as the Aries,
I know it's your duty.
It is my job.
It is your sworn duty. Yeah.
Hey,
But
my duty.
just know your worth.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
just to know work on your loving yourself and know your worth. because you don't need to be chasing anybody
That's right.
who doesn't want you.
Right.
Like
There
there's
it is.
no need to be doing that. And I hope that would be the lesson that you would take out of this, is just like, because instead of saying, because at the end of that video, she's like, people are terrible, and instead of taking that out of it.
That is not the lesson to be learned here.
Right.
That person is not terrible for just not. I mean, it's not kind.
Nice. It's not a kind thing to ghost somebody. It really isn't. But people are out there peopling, like all the shit that's going on inside you. Everyone else has that too,
and you have no idea what they're going through in their life.
None.
Maybe they're like going through a rough time, and like
Yeah.
they don't have the mental energy to text you back and deal with that.
Maybe
and
their grandma's sick.
Right.
Maybe they're late on their bills this month. People have a lot of shit going on.
That's right.
And it's a little narcissistic to make it all about yourself.
Absolutely.
And instead of just, you know what I mean, like just taking the no response, it fucking hurts, but whatever, it just opens the door for other people to come into your life.
The right people.
Other activities, other things that can fulfill you. Take the L and move on.
And move on and give yourself put that energy into a new thing. Like move it forward, move the ball forward in a different direction. It's
you
not
got
that big
a good
deal.
date out of it.
Yeah.
And like, you went on a good hiking date, and you can
Listen, we've all been there.
that.
We've all been there. We've
Yep.
all been on dates where you're like, this is amazing.
I was so excited about a date one time, like downtown with the
right.
fucking
I
guy
remember
that
that
looked
guy.
like Alan Tudyk. And I was like,
Yes. We thought he was the
Yes.
one for a hot minute. We really did.
But
then
we
he-
like it, but he ghosted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like,
And your feelings
it
get hurt.
It
Yeah,
hurts.
Of course.
You take the L, you move on.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, and then
That's right. And then you find an Eric.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
wow.
he got me a hot tub.
Yeah,
So-
that's
did.
right. We're all going to Christina.
Yeah.
Literally, we're all going to Christina's after this to test drive her hot tub. I'm very excited. This
I
is the
can't
first.
fucking wait.
The first.
I'm fresh shaved. Shit.
I know. That's why
Shit.
I was telling Christina, like, because I was gonna ride with you and Chris, Cassie, but I was like, I need to shave.
Yep.
I haven't done the full body shave
Yep.
that goes along with putting a bikini on yet. So
Listen, we went out last night and I am slightly hungeth over.
yeah.
I
Little hair of the dog will fix ya.
Fix you right up.
Cheer me right up.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I still need to do the full shit shower shave scenario as well. But
Yeah.
I shaved real good yesterday. So I'm like, I'm pre,
Yeah, you're
I'm
pretty good.
pre there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely listen, yesterday was a fun day. I have 9 days left in Los Angeles before I move back to my new home in Germany. And I'm literally like, I'm at this point, like, everybody's got lives to live. And there's things on my, like, I don't want to say bucket list because I very much plan to, like, this will be the place I come back to if I come back to the US. But like, there's things I'm like, I want to do that. Like, that sounds like fun. And so a girlfriend of mine and I went to roller skating on the rooftop at EPLP. Yeah. I've been to that. Of all the rooftop bars in LA, it's the one I've been to like literally three fucking times.
Went for a podcast.
For a
event
podcast
once.
thing. I'm like, it's now my bar. But they had this really cool little rooftop thing. And I'm just like, I'm at a place too where I kind of feel like I spent so much of my life being like, hey, can you come do this thing with me? And that date doesn't work or that time doesn't work. And being like, okay, well, let's manipulate our whole lives around each other's schedule. And it's like, just do the thing you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Whoever
like,
can make
whoever
it,
can
can
make
make
it, make it. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
I truly don't. Like, if you can't, listen.
That's what, tonight was or whatever. I threw it out to fucking everybody. Whoever comes, great.
And if you can't,
life's busy.
listen.
It's all good.
Yeah. But you just do the thing.
Yep.
Do the thing that brings you joy. Have fun. Don't apologize. Just allow yourself, if there's something like, I wouldn't go to something about her without you. Cause to me, that's something that's very specific that you want to do. That would feel really weird to be like, not go with you, knowing that that's your thing that you want. And I'm kind of whatever
But
about
at the same time, if you were like, if you really did want to go and like just
But I
we
would
kept
work around your
trying
schedule.
to, Yeah, and
Because,
it didn't work out, then that's on me, you know, because I'm like, I know you have a limited time here. If that was something you really wanted to do and I couldn't make it, I'd be like, girl, go. I'll get there, you know, when I get there.
But I would work harder to try to accommodate it for sure. But I think that a lot of times we miss out on opportunities to do things that feel like that'd be fun, because we just don't say yes to the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, say yes to the thing.
I'm trying to be more like that. I really am.
Yeah.
I try to say yes if I can. If I know it's not going to completely overwhelm me, because there was a time in my life where I said yes to everything, and then I burnt myself out really badly. But I do try to say yes now to things as often as I can, if I know that it's like, you know.
We all know that I constantly am trying to work on myself, right? We had like 2 really amazing, like kind of random things happen, just like that good energy juju. And I'm like, listen, I feel like the universe has no choice but to reciprocate good things back to you when you're putting good things out.
Yep.
So I'm like, we were like literally having that discussion, and we were having like a good time, and I'm like, all these good energy things are happening around us. I go down to get my car out of the valet. I get in my car. I'm plugging my phone in. Beep. I threw my door open so fast that the valet guy was like, no, it's fine. She's fine. She's fine.
Because there were a woman behind you honked at you.
Her horn.
Yeah.
I was like, I flung up my door so fast that I was about to get into a fight with some. I was
Girl,
like,
you know
listen,
I'm all peace and love until I'm in traffic. For real.
I was like, okay, I am peace and love, but God damn it, I'm also an Aries. I swear to God.
Yeah, I'll turn on a fucking dime.
God damn. I was like, okay, we still have to work on that.
Yep.
We still have things to work on.
No, it's true.
Woo,
like
woo.
even whenever I was really, which I want to get back into it, but when I was really like focusing on mindfulness and meditation and like really was like making that a focus in my life, which I loved that. And I loved the way that made me feel. But even whenever I was really practicing every day, it would, if something was gonna press me, it was traffic. It was always like, it was someone cutting you off. It was someone doing that thing where they like come up all the way before like getting into the next lane.
It ain't me letting
Drives
you
me
in.
Fuck, no, I will crash my car before I let you
literally
in.
hit the bumper ahead of me.
I straddle it to block people doing it. I'm like, I will be justice today.
Yes.
Oh, I love this.
Well, listen, hey, to fucking wrap it up, I really feel like I found the motto for what we talked about at the top.
I can't wait.
Chase your dreams, not a man.
Ooh,
That's right.
I
and
love
then it
this.
will come to you.
Exactly.
You know,
I love
like
the-
everything
Chase your dreams, not a man.
Not a man.
God, how do we turn this into a taint or a
t-shirt?
FNK?
Oh, chase
T-shirt. That's a great T-shirt. TM. It's a trademark.
All right.
Chase your dreams.
Chase
not
dreams,
a man.
not men.
Dude, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we want to fuck, marry, kill this week?
Well,
What or
I think
who?
it is Happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still have yet to celebrate with my brother and Chris, and
I'm bummed out that they're not coming to your
sending
house.
so much love to them, and they're having a fantastic Pride here in California.
There's nothing I want more than to be drinking wine in a hot tub with your brother and his husband in their banana hammocks.
Oh,
It's the best.
absolutely. I'm really disappointed.
I
to be
know.
honest.
I know.
I'm really, really
They're
upset.
such a party.
In fact, will you text them and let them know how upset we are?
Yes.
Should we send them a
Of
video?
course. Absolutely.
From the hot tub. Hi, bitches.
Hey, bitches, we're sad. But yeah, I feel like we should do something in honor of
Yes.
Pride.
An
All right.
LGBTQ plus.
Then I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Love fest.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my hometown girl.
Me too. I'm gonna do my
song
hometown
of the
girl
summer, Chappell Roan.
too.
Oh,
is she a lesbian?
fantastic.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
I am going in a different direction and going Nina West.
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
Also some
I love
hometown
Nina.
I should
love.
also clarify. I'm not exactly sure how Chappell Roan identifies, but she is into women. All of her songs are very.
Right on.
I love women.
I don't know Chappell Roan well enough to know anything.
She's from literally this like my home, like small town.
Yes.
small town, and I'm like in Missouri, and I'm like I'm watching her shine,
Yes.
and I'm fucking loving it.
I know she's going to be in Berlin for the Berlin Lollapalooza this year. So
Yeah.
Fantastic.
yeah.
I have so many, but the one that I feel like I just keeps coming
I know.
back to.
I know where it's going.
It's Katya.
It's Katya.
Oh,
I knew it.
I love that.
I love her so much.
Yes.
I've followed her journey since
It's not
season
Trixie,
7.
to be honest.
Trixie is fantastic as well.
The
and they're
two of
them together.
Magic.
Just
Flawless.
magic. But
Absolutely.
Katya's
Katya's kind of this perfect amount of like kind of says dumb things.
Yeah.
such a fucking bitch too. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's very funny.
I was going to say she's serving cunt a little bit, and I like it.
A lot
I mean
of it,
that.
and
I mean
love
that in the best way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, I already know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I have got.
I'm absolutely going to marry Nina West. There's no question.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no question. The hometown love. We'll have so much to talk about.
well, she's so charitable too.
Oh,
Yeah, she does so
absolutely
much.
And Disney adult, full on board with that. Don't give a shit what anybody says to me
Yes.
about that. You can't come
Like
for
what
me.
you like.
That's
listen,
right.
life is short, and I like what I like, and I like Disney, and I like Nina West, and I am so pro Nina West. Like
Okay.
the charitable stuff, like you said, the things that it's my heart. I have to. Honestly, I'm gonna fuck Chappell Roan.
That feels right.
That's a one hot bit.
She's got sex energy.
Yeah.
Just not even sexy. It's just sex. Sex
You're
energy.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like she might bite, and I might.
Oh yeah.
I might be into
yeah,
it.
she's kinky. I like that. She has a song called like "Kink Is My Karma" or something like
Oh,
that.
okay,
I'm
great.
like, I'm
Yeah.
into it.
Love it.
Into
Love it. And then I'm in a friend, Katya.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Are you kidding?
What a
Oh my
fun
God.
friend.
What a
God
fun friend.
Damn.
I would
Goddamn.
love she's the kind of friend who's going to make you laugh till you pee.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you get her, you get Trixie.
I agree. I agree. And you know, I want to go to that Trixie Motel.
I do too
me
so bad.
Too.
I do too so
God,
bad.
man, should we
The
do that?
season 2 is. Oh, I would love to. I would
Maybe
love
for
to.
my
What are you guys doing
35th,
tomorrow?
maybe for my 35th birthday, I was thinking maybe doing
There you
something
go.
fun.
Palm Springs. Okay. I am going to marry Chappell Roan.
Okay.
I like it.
I did look it up.
Oh, I was about to look up. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here's the
damn
real.
it.
Yeah, Pisces.
She's a Pisces.
Also
Believable.
ridiculously hot. Also ridiculously talented.
She gives Pisces energy.
All of this.
Yeah,
I love all of
feel
it.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
It was a good choice for me.
I'm gonna fuck Katya.
I like that.
Okay.
She a freak.
Okay.
She a freak.
What's her sign?
Taurus?
Taurus. I feel that as well. Okay. Okay. I got it.
And
And then
what's-
friends with
what's
Nina,
What's Nina?
for sure.
I need to know.
I don't know. I just
gonna
wanted to check because I was going back and forth between who I was going to marry and fuck between those two. But
Well, I'm going to take the privilege of knowing all this information before I make my decision.
there you go. Nina was zodiac Leo.
Yes,
Oh,
bitch.
okay. Yeah.
Yes.
She gives positive Leo.
Real positive
Yeah.
Leo.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even mind that she's going to take all the shine in the room. It's fine.
Nina
No.
really.
She feels like she spreads her
shares.
shine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She shares her shine.
Spread-
She's
shares
a
her
shine
so
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Which I honestly, I do feel like, my mom is like that. My mom is a Leo. And I feel like that is a Leo trait. Like that is a positive Leo trait. Every sign
Right.
has positive and toxic, right?
That's
and like
correct.
I think positive Leos, they share their shine like that.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd be interested to know what their like rising is, like Aquarius or something, or
I
you
can
know
see
what I
that.
mean.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry Katya.
Oh yes.
I think it'll be so fun.
Listen,
Yes.
she's here for that good. What is it? Good chaos.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's positive chaos. I think there's a
Yes.
lot of laughter in that
That
house.
wardrobe too, and all the wigs you get to play with and everything.
I want her to do my makeup. You know, I
she's
think
so silly.
It's silly.
You know who
Yeah.
else you get to be friends with by being with Katya? Brittany Broski is in that, and I
Amazing.
fucking love Brittany
Yeah,
Broski
yeah.
so much.
She's really funny.
Yeah.
And then Drew Afualo is friends with Brittany Broski.
That's right.
We're gonna
Wow.
keep doing that. Our dinner party is gonna rule.
I can't wait. I'm like actually excited. Like this is somehow
it's
going to
happening.
happen. Like really legitimately like
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
It's happening. Are they coming tonight?
Invite them for tonight.
Seriously,
God.
it'd be so fun.
Yeah, I just think that that's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna fuck Chappell Roan.
Yeah.
Like I just feel
Yeah.
like that is gonna be wild.
She's gonna bite
and
you,
fun.
and I'm
yeah,
okay with that.
absolutely. And then I'm gonna be friends with Nina West.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's
You
such a
can't go
treasure.
wrong with.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The best Disney trips.
Now I'm
love
coming
this.
down. Now that my logic brain
oh my
has
God.
kicked in and has been like, this is all make believe.
Your
I'm
endorphins like really skyrocketed there for a second. I saw it happen. Yeah, I did.
Listen, I love that about you. I love that you're like, yes, I'm in.
Well, we do have a new patron.
and now I'm excited again. Yay!
So I want to give a big shout out to their name is listed as Jack Rockstar
Okay.
Hell fucking yeah.
on Patreon.
We got Jack Rockstar.
We got Jack Rockstar here.
Welcome,
Woo,
Jack
woo.
Rockstar.
Yes.
Ooh.
Welcome to Patreon. We are so thankful for you. We do have the new Tainted Love movie. Actually, by the time this episode comes out, it should be up on Patreon. We did Challengers.
Yep.
Wow.
It was a good one.
I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
Love
loved
that
it.
movie. Definitely recommend it. So, well, hey, you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
Sounds
Yes.
good.
And we're back. All right, Cass, kick us off.
I don't even know where to begin. First, he told me.
Jumping right in.
I know,
Wow.
really.
Woo! Okay.
Don't even know where to begin. First, he told me he was going to take me somewhere, quote, really nice. That ended up being Coney Island, which I think is like a hot dog
Is that a hot
stand
dog place?
And
I thought
it's
he
like
actually took you to Coney
no,
Island.
it's Coney with a K.
Oh.
So it's like a, yeah.
Oh.
Anytime you see
That's
a K.
not really nice. It's not whenever you've substituted a
Quote,
C
really
for
nice.
a K.
Yeah.
Which is-
or a K for C.
She does say, which is great for a first date, but not, quote, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't talk it up. I don't care if we go
I
like
fucking love hot dog.
Yeah.
Prepare me.
honestly,
Yeah.
take me to sit down Pizza Hut and I would be thrilled.
Oh my God.
But-
do
Oh,
you know $1 billion idea would be to revive
Yeah.
old school Pizza Huts
Yeah.
because like the
They're so
millennial nostalgia
Yeah.
to go in there and drink out
red
of those
cup?
red cups, get those
That salad
piping
bar.
hot pan pizza, the salad bar
With the decorative
Pac-Man.
kale on it.
Oh my God.
You know, some places still have them, like where me and Chappell Roan are both from. They do still have the Pizza Hut is still open. Like people can go in and sit down, but it's not going to be quite the same because even though you can go and sit down and people will bring your pizza to your table and all of that stuff, which is amazing because it doesn't happen most places. They don't have like the salad bar. They don't have like the things that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When,
You
I don't
need the
think
salad
they
bar.
do. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sienna, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
need the salad bar.
This would be
The
like
kale surrounded salad bar.
The kale, the yes, the
I don't
decorative
think you
kale.
can do it anymore. We all are so jaded. I'm like, look at a salad bar like that today, and I think that's where COVID
You know,
comes
I
from.
still go to the Gelson salad bar over here, but I justify it to myself because that's a rich person grocery store.
That's true.
yeah.
So I feel like they have people making sure you're not acting crazy.
Right.
But someone sent me a video once of someone at the salad bar, like the salad soup bar at a Ralph's,
no.
and they were drinking from the ladle.
No.
They were scooping like cream of mushroom
My
directly into
soul
their mouth.
escaped my body and then re-entered.
Can you
How
imagine?
dare you? No. How
What have you saw?
fucking
Like I just
dare you?
What's wrong with you?
I feel like I would scream. I feel like it would make me
would.
scream.
You would.
If I saw it in real life.
Yeah.
It would be
No.
horrifying.
I would scream no.
Horrifying.
I don't know what I would do. I how do you handle that? What do you do?
What are you doing?
Ladling
what
soup.
are you doing with your life right now?
Dude, yeah.
What is
What
wrong
is
with
going
you?
through your head? What are the thoughts there? That is so
No
It's
thoughts,
so
just
beyond.
do.
It's beyond.
It's beyond because it's not even like it's not the
It's
same.
not
as
even
sneaking-
putting it into the cup
Right.
and then drinking from the cup,
Which
like
is also
you-
unhinged.
It is unhinged, but you're saying literally
from the ladle.
two
Nom, nom, nom.
middle fingers to the rest of the fucking
Right.
universe when you're doing something like that because you're like, my germ, everybody germs.
Yeah, don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care about you.
Yeah.
Don't care about who made this soup.
Wow. Wow.
Don't care about the fact that they are going to dump this entire thing now.
Yeah,
Wow.
you've cured my need for a salad bar.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
all right.
Anyway. Anyway, Coney Island.
He showed up wearing an open button, at least 2 sizes too big too big over a t-shirt that said "Where the chicks at."
I mean, marginally better than like FBI, like female body inspector.
Only marginally.
Where
Only.
the chicks at?
Where the chicks at.
I can only hope that it had like it's one of those ironic T-shirts you get at Spencer's that has like a little chicken on it.
Yeah.
You know where the chick's at.
Even still.
The button-up
that makes it worse. Maybe
the button-up had numerous burn holes, and his pants were giant cargo pants. Cargo pants are such a decision. His opening conversation was about how hungover he was.
Okay.
What a turn on.
Great. Yeah, we love it.
When we went into the Coney, he was making comments like, I'm not going to wear a fucking mask, and completely ignores the mask required when not at tables sign and just walks to a table.
Home.
I hate it.
Okay, RFK
We know who you
Junior.
We know who you is.
Seriously.
Wait, who's the guy? And I just saw something and I think it was related to them. And he was like, he looked like,
Oh, are you talking about the unhinged Kennedy?
yes.
The one who is totally Edie from Grey Gardens? He is such a
I love
staunch character.
he's funny.
I think his name's Jack
if we're thinking about the same person, that guy's hilarious to me.
But
Unhinged.
is he the one who was just like standing in the back, like
Oh, I have no
open
idea.
mouth, like
we'll have
eyes?
to,
Okay.
we'll have to see.
All right. Anyway,
I
sorry.
don't know. Needless to say, the Kennedys, something's going on over there. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall, but I want to know what their staff has to say.
Oh,
I
Real
want the
Housewives
the Kennedys.
of New York.
Oh my God. Is there a Kennedy on there?
There's a close Kennedy
Bravo
connection.
is going to ruin my life.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I've wasted so much time watching these trash shows.
Wasted.
Is it a waste?
There we go.
You get joy from it.
Yeah.
okay.
Does this bring you joy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Listen.
Sometimes.
Does it bring you joy? That's all that's all
The
Marie Kondo
season,
needs to know.
it's all part of a season
You're right.
of your life.
Yeah, we're in
That's,
we're in a couch rotting watching Bravo phase.
Hey,
Listen,
right now.
it happens to the best of us.
Yep.
Throughout the day, he just kept saying worse and worse comments. At one point, he tells me the city we are in, a Detroit suburb, went to shit while he was gone for his military service. I immediately knew what he was getting at and asked how.
So he's racist too.
How it was getting worse.
Yeah.
He said, quote, drugs and gangs. You know what I mean.
Code.
Yep.
I do know what you mean. You
I
piece
do.
of shit.
The most enjoyable part of the date was when I responded, I don't know what you mean. Can you explain?
Oh,
Queen.
I need to do that more.
I know.
I really do.
While I watched him flounder for a response that wasn't, quote, more black people have moved north from Detroit, the city we were in is one of the tinier suburbs and one of the nicer ones, in my opinion. That's when I went to the bathroom to call someone to bail me
Oh,
out.
there you go.
I happened to get a phone call from my ex, so I begged him to call me in 10 minutes, faking an emergency with the kids. Luckily, by the time he called me, I had already extracted myself. When the bill finally came, I insisted to pay for my own food.
Yep.
Yeah.
He got super upset and literally argued with me. I wasn't going to let this guy have anything he thought he could hold over me.
It's
Yep.
wise with someone like that.
Yeah.
After he reluctantly let me pay for my own food, he stood up and practically yelled he needed a cigarette.
I think it's good practice to carry cash on dates.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not someone who carries cash, but I think if you're going on
agree.
frequent dates, carry cash. That way you
Yes.
can just leave it on the table and leave.
And leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went outside and he proceeded to tell me that he was going to get trashed with his boss and coworkers.
Great.
Have fun.
And be hungover again.
Yeah,
good,
good
good
for
for
you.
you. I thanked him for the date, practically ran to my car and blocked him. My ex calls me to the rescue me finally, and he and his wife laugh their ass off as I describe this horrible date in much better and clearer detail.
Wow.
I really do love it when like exes like each other.
Me too.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Me too.
That makes
Especially
me
like
so
exes and
happy.
like their wives or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I love that relationship I had with my ex and his wife.
Yeah.
They're great.
No, it's
Well,
great.
especially if kids are involved, like everyone
Yes.
grow up.
Oh,
you know
I
what I mean?
know.
Like you got to get like your shit together for the kids involved.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. More men behaving badly. 3 months after a boob job, I decided to go on my first date after fully recovering and feeling good about myself. I'd only gone up 2 sizes to a modest C cup, and I wore a tank top and jeans, nothing too revealing. My date was nice, but was drinking a lot of whiskey. After about 4 of those, he told me
It's a lot of whiskey.
it's a lot of straight whiskey.
A lot of whiskey.
Also, like, how long were you there? That's the other part of it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
a normal like date time is probably like an hour and a half,
Right.
2
Maybe
hours.
2 hours.
So it's like
if it's
4
really
whiskeys. That's
a lot. It's a lot. After about 4 of those, he told me to pull up my top because a guy was looking at me.
You're not my daddy.
You're not my
You're
dad.
not my fucking.
Mind your fucking business.
And even if
honestly.
you were,
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And
God.
also, I just paid good money for these.
no, I'll fucking take my whole
Show
top
'em-
off.
Yeah.
You mean by this? Pull my top up.
Take a
Yeah.
look at these.
He
I
then,
did pull it up all the way.
He then leaned over and pulled it up aggressively himself.
Get the fuck off of me right now.
Imagine.
Get off
Assault.
of me right
Yeah,
now.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch
Wow.
me.
Woof.
We left and went to a bar, but I wanted to leave. He was being overly touchy, kept pulling at my clothes to cover me, and told me to keep my jacket on inside. I went to the bathroom, and a security guard followed me and asked if I was okay.
Thank you. I am not okay.
Yeah. I said I wanted to leave, but didn't want this guy to walk me to the station. 2 minutes later, the security guard came back with a girl he knew in the bar, introduced us, and told me to say I knew her from uni and leave with her and her friends. Security guard, MVP.
Yes.
Yeah, we love it.
Fucking yes.
Yes.
Precious.
I walked out of the bathroom with her, introduced her to my date, then basically grabbed my bag and said I was going outside to smoke and left him. I ended up making a best friend for life.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's been 7 years since that happened, and we are thick as thieves
Yes.
and love telling the story of how we know each other.
Oh, that's the best happy ending.
Yes.
I
Ditch
love
that guy.
Oh, you met a match.
Chase dreams, not men.
Amen.
Oh my God.
The back of the shirt says amen.
Amen. Okay. So it wasn't the date itself, but the aftermath.
Oh no.
It was a guy I'd went on multiple dates with years prior, so I knew him well enough to agree to go back to his condo afterwards. I was also very drunk and lived far away, so it was for the best. He had to work in the morning, but he told me he'd take me back to my car on his lunch break. I was awoken early morning by a very angry Latina ripping the blanket off my startled naked body.
Oh no.
She demanded that I leave. I'm still half drunk and confused, but trying to comply and wake up enough to know what is happening. I've never met her before, but I knew it was his mother.
That is not what I expected.
Not what I expected
who
either.
has had some problems and couldn't live alone. As I'm coming to, she's just standing there harassing me. I inform her I don't have a car and cannot leave. She starts degrading me for not having a car and tells me to call someone.
Why would he leave her there if he knew
His mom. Yeah. She starts degrading me. At this point, I realize that my phone is in my car and she loses it again upon hearing this. She tosses me her phone and says, I have one call. I haven't.
Damn.
Am
what
I
is
under arrest?
No shit.
I haven't memorized anyone's number but my own since the 2000s.
100.
So
Yeah.
I had no. I love
Girl,
you
same.
guys. I don't know your number.
No, I don't
really
either.
don't.
I don't either.
Your
Truly.
number is Keegan and
Right,
your number is
exactly.
Cassie.
That's exactly right.
I know my mom's number, and it's only because it's one digit off from mine. That is the only reason.
I know my husband's number.
I know. I do know my husband's number.
That's it.
But
The end.
yeah, but that's because I had to date him for a while, and it was a long time before I actually saved him in my phone. So, no,
She was
just
like,
kidding.
he was like prospect for a while.
Yeah.
A maybe.
maybe Eric.
Answer this call.
So I hadn't memorized anyone's number, so I had no idea what to do aside from find the guy's contact in her phone and call him.
Good call. That's good.
Yeah,
Smart. Smart move.
No answer.
You son of a bitch.
She storms off and returns 5 minutes later, telling me to get in the car because she's dropping me off at his
not
work.
going anywhere with you. Also, if your mom shows up at your job with your one night stand,
Oh,
oh, what? I would never let my coworker live that down ever.
Ever. That would be the spiciest day at work of all time. Are you
holy
kidding me?
shit.
So she's dropping me off at his work, which was his dad's gyro joint.
This is messy.
This
This is so messy.
episode
I'm like, what is happening here?
This is a sitcom, actually.
Yeah, actually. That's fine. Literally get me the fuck out of here.
Truly.
The whole way there, she's degrading me for being a careless, phoneless floozy and telling me to get my life together.
Well, what's your
you
son?
live with your son. You live with
Hot
your
kettle,
son.
bitch.
Honey.
Right.
Just because you got a phone. You ain't better than me, bitch.
You're not better than me.
You're not better than me.
Oh my God.
I hate this.
I
Mind you,
hate this.
I
It doesn't matter how nice this guy is
Yeah.
or how well that date went or how good the fuck was.
No.
Yeah.
You can never be with him because that would be your potential mother-in-law.
I mean, how good was the fuck, though?
Yeah.
And you're like, well,
Well,
people just do it at my place next time.
yeah. Mind you, I've been friends with the guy for years. I had a degree and job, and I might have drunkenly went home with the guy, but I'm 25.
You don't have
and
to justify
more than
yourself to
capable
us.
Honey.
I know.
Girl, we're on
you're
your
fine.
side.
It ain't you.
It's not you.
This ain't you.
This ain't you. But I held my tongue because, again, I knew she had issues and I was in no position to just have her drop me off on the side of the road. It was like 30 degrees and raining.
Jesus Christ.
She drops me off in front of the restaurant and drives off. The door is locked. Nobody was in sight or answering my knock. Again, it's 30 degrees and pouring rain. There is no patio shelter. I had to sit against the building to glean what shelter I could from the roof edge. Imagine being woken up in that way, hungover, being like and then just standing in the rain. This to me, this is a nightmare. After an eternity, his dad spots me and lets me inside. I regale them with the tale of my morning, and they're both apologetic. We're still sort of friends, but there were no more dates.
No. Couldn't be.
Wow.
I also feel bad for him in this situation.
Right.
You know, because it's like, whenever somebody like in your life is acting completely out of pocket, and you feel responsible for that.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that would be awful.
It's
and when it's a parent, that's so much worse.
Yeah.
Because what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, it's your mom. You know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, not to put him under the bus or anything like that.
Shouldn't have left her there, or should have warned her.
Correct.
Yeah.
At least a warning.
Right.
Because
Or get a lock on that bedroom door.
Or exactly.
Yeah.
Oof.
Also, that's kind of scary too if there's a lock on your bedroom door.
He locked her in. Bye. It's for your own protection. See you later.
No.
Oh my
For your own protection. Oh no.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
Sounds
Yes.
good. And we're back. And I have the Tainted Love story for us today.
You started out so NPR right then.
I know.
It's so soft.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tainted Love section of our little podcast called My Worst Date.
You know, in another life, or maybe this is my like third act,
Yeah.
whenever I get older, I would love to be like a Delilah.
Oh,
What a great job. You know, where
I
you're just
know.
late night, just sharing people's love stories and playing Air Supply. You know,
totally Air Supply.
soft rock.
Love that.
I love that for us. I love this journey.
Delilah's on TikTok.
Listen,
And
yeah,
I
she
love
is.
that for her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Good for her. That's her third act.
Delilah.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's get the laughs out because
Okay.
this is not going to be a laughing Tainted Love. That is for sure.
Oh, geez.
I know. You know how I do.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a story about Laura Ackerson. Laura Ackerson is born in Michigan. She grows up in a family, a bit of a broken home. By the time she's like a toddler age, her parents are going through a really tough, rough divorce. It really affects the way that she looks at relationships. She's very much affected by this divorce. There were a few kids that were affected by this, not just her, but like it was a really tough divorce, and she ended up being taken away, I think, from her dad in the split, because like some kids went with dad, some kids went with mom,
That
which
is
I think
always
is
so wild to me. How do
brutal.
you decide that? And then also, like, as a child, how do you not think that
one of them doesn't
Dad
love
didn't.
me,
One
or
of them
did I
didn't-
make the wrong choice?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Right.
if it's the decision's up to the child too, that's even more difficult.
Right. Well, I mean,
Like,
she's a toddler, so it definitely wasn't up to her. But like that, it would be like, yeah, you loved these siblings more than you loved
Oh God,
me.
that's
tough.
so
because you didn't
really
choose to spend an equal amount of time with me.
yeah. I
You
think
know.
that too, like there's also a sense, I think that there was a split between the kids because also they think there was some half siblings involved as well.
Okay.
So I think there was
Yeah.
that, but that's tough. Being torn away from one of your parents is one thing.
Your siblings.
Being torn away from your siblings that
Yeah.
you've known your whole life,
Yeah.
that's also fucking
Right.
difficult.
Right. And you're never going to have the same relationship with them
Oh.
as you would have if you'd been in the same home
Absolutely.
together. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's awful.
It
It's
is.
just really tough. Yeah.
It's really tough. And so that being said, this is kind of her, her guiding post, like her compass of relationships. And what she knew is that she wanted anything but that. She wanted something stable. She wants to have a family. She wants to have somebody she can grow old with. She's not interested in a fly by night relationship, even from an early age. She's just like, she wants something stable for her family that she plans to bring into the world. So she, as soon as she graduates, she leaves her mom's house and moves to North Carolina, where one of her other siblings, a brother, had been living outside of Raleigh. And so she was like, I'm going to go reconnect with him. I just need a fresh new start. She pursues like a creative field in like education. She's like, I just want to get out and spread my wings. She gets a job at like a local Applebee's, and just starts to kind of build her life for herself. But she also gets a job at a local bar called White Collar Crimes, which I had to say just because I think it's really a cute
White
name.
collar crimes.
What a weird name for a
That
bar.
is a weird name for a
Right?
bar. Like what?
I don't know why I kind of love it. Though.
I know. Part of me
do
loves
kind
it.
of love it
I want to
too.
go to white collar crime.
I do too. I'm like, who? I just want to know who's frequenting
Yeah.
white collar crimes. Like, who are the
think we know.
regulars?
I think we know.
Here.
I think they have collars on their shirt for sure.
It feels like the bar from
I'm
Piano
looking
Man.
for a man in finance.
Right.
6'5", blue eyes. Totally.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Man. At any rate, this is where she meets local celebrity singer Grant Hayes. This guy is known around town. He is
What kind of
Mr.
music?
So he
It's giving Sandoval.
I'm like, look.
he plays some hits. He plays a folksy rock is kind of what it's been
Okay.
described as, but he also has like kind of a bit of a reggae twist as well. So
And he's playing at the Mexican restaurant La Sierra on Friday night, 6 to 8. Come support.
he plays everywhere in town. He
Amazing.
has.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
We just brushed over that reggae bit. I feel like
No, I did it. I'm gonna come back to it because it's
relevant.
ish. So he also dabbles a little bit into reggae, a little bit of.
I just have to say this, and I know we can come down hard on musicians. So I know hashtag not all musicians, but if you are looking for stability,
Listen,
I don't know that this is where it's at.
No,
but Laura and Grant met. They met eyes across the room, and it was an instant connection. And Grant was interested in having a serious relationship. And he's like, telling her all the things that she wants to hear. He wants to have a relationship with somebody. He wants to be married to someone. He wants to start a family with someone.
How old are they at this point? Age range?
Like 20s, I think.
20s,
Nope.
okay.
I think he's. And
Lies.
what was,
Is he older?
He is older.
Okay.
In fact, they shared the exact same birthday.
Oh. I've only known one couple who that worked for, and they were both Tauruses, so I think they were just
were
like
both
chill.
Tauruses.
Oh, okay. All right.
That is bananas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both
See how this goes.
Tauruses. They have the same birthday. He's 5 years older than her.
Okay.
And they decide that on their shared birthday, they're going to get married. So they do the
So you're just gonna have one and done for everything. You're like birthdays, anniversary.
it's not for
Let's
me.
we're gonna take
It's
it.
not
You
for
know,
me. I
the
want to celebrate all of them
Capricorn
separate.
in me
You only
kind
have
of
to
loves
schedule.
it.
Only have to schedule
Oh my
one
God.
day.
That is very Taurus,
But
isn't it?
I do feel like you have to do
It's not for me.
something because Taurus is also they do like luxury though. So I'm like I feel like you have to if you're going to do everything on one day, that day better be a blowout.
That's right.
You better do
That's right.
every on that day.
Like you can't forget that day.
No.
Literally, we made it so easy. It's one day for everything.
For everything.
So it's got to go big.
And really quickly after that, she ends, it's like less than a year after they met, married, and have a son.
Wow.
So
that is fast.
That's
Moving at a clip.
speedy.
know what you want, go for it.
Yes.
So
Go with God.
Laura wants a stable family home, like I said, but again, as you said, Grant is a musician.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that's stable about a musician's life.
Right. And it's
you know,
he's performing at night.
Yes.
Because look,
in bars.
yeah, like musicians can definitely, be good husbands and fathers. There's nothing
For sure.
But it's just like
My dad was a musician.
If you want that traditional Leave It to Beaver kind of family,
9 to 5, you
that's
come
not
home and eat dinner.
that's not gonna.
and I don't
not for you.
think that she was necessarily
Seeking that.
against like a quote unquote 9 to 5 type situation. I think that she just wanted stability and wanted
Right.
somebody who was going to be a partner.
Yeah.
And be able to bring home the bacon so
Yeah.
that she could take care of the family at home. I think this was her goal.
Mm-hmm.
And his goal was to have a sugar mama who could pay the bills while he was
So you're
Triggered.
at odds.
Yeah.
Your goals
They're-
are at odds.
no, their goals are exactly the same.
But they're at odds.
unfortunately.
That's the problem because it's just like you can't both be
No.
Taking care
Right.
Of each other. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. One of you has to, or both of you need to contribute to this.
Somebody got to work.
Yeah.
It can't be both of you. Neither are
And you have
contributing.
a kid
Yeah.
now? Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
But that's okay. Their second child is right after that. And
Why does that make it okay? That makes it worse.
It doesn't. But something really exciting happens around that same time. She's about to give birth to their second child. She's pregnant with her second child, and a music like producer like spots Grant and is like, you have a sound that is perfect for the Caribbean. Like you would really do well there. So he starts booking him gigs in St. Thomas and St.
Hence
John.
the reggae. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was. Okay. Okay.
So, she's
now
like,
he's traveling,
She's like,
like-
this could be a turn. So they move together.
Oh, they both
to
move.
St. John.
Okay. All right.
But it does because she's pregnant. She also wants to come home, have the baby. Like, and then she comes home, has the baby, and she's like, you need to rejoin your family. And he's like, oh, that's weird. I would, and I'm going to fly home. Except he doesn't. He flies to New York, where he marries his new wife.
I was about to say he's going to have a second family here in a second. I knew it.
So it's not a second family. It's his first wife because he informs her via phone, we're not actually married, bitch. I didn't sign that contract.
oh.
So she looks at their marriage certificate, and lo and behold, he did not sign
My
that marriage
God.
certificate.
That
got
is
chills.
shady behavior.
So now she's stuck with 2 fucking kids,
No husband.
no husband.
Can you like sue for fraud or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think you can. I feel like there's got to be something you can sue him for civilly. Yeah.
Honestly, and you don't really have like a career that you've built for yourself because you kind of started going to school, but you didn't finish that. So then you're
Right.
just like,
Oh boy.
your last job
and for
was-
someone who just wanted security, like that
Yeah.
was their like number one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Horrible.
listen, the advice that we said at the top applies. Now, getting ghosted is a small form of compared to this, but good God, I don't know what she's going to do next. I think I'm not going to agree with it. Same as the
this is
lady
a
at the
tainted
top.
love.
I can't.
Yeah, it's tainted love.
I love to win a story that you guys don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now it's like unfolding as a story for you.
Yeah, it is.
So Grant is obviously a piece of shit. And when he was in St. John, he ended up meeting a widowed woman who had a bunch of money. Her name's Amanda. Amanda was, I think, originally from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. She grew up in a bit of a shit situation as well. Her parents actually died when she was very young, and she was like pretty much raised by family. She ended up her not parents died. I'm sorry. I think her father died, and then her mom was like not a great parent. So to escape the family situation, she ended up getting engaged and married at the age of 15 to her first husband.
Ooh.
So she's like, yeah. And that didn't go well. She did get pregnant. She had her first daughter, and it just was not, they ended up getting divorced not very long after that. Then her second husband she met, absolutely in love with him. He was a great guy, treated her spectacularly. And he ended up in a somewhat bad accident that ended up paralyzing him. And the paralysis, like the effects of, like, he was okay for like a certain amount of time, but then the effects were starting to actually go up his brainstem and like affect his brain, basically where he would end up in a coma and then end up eventually dying.
Oh, it's so sad.
So it's from the effects of it. Yeah. So it was very sad, incredibly difficult. But from that marriage, she ended up inheriting quite a bit of money from him, which helped kind of spurn her life, kind of like opened a new door for her. She moved to Los Angeles, came to Hollywood, where she actually did get on a handful of great shows. She was on the OC for a while. She was in, she had a role on Sopranos. Like,
This is far more recent than I had in my head.
like 08-ish.
Yeah.
Is when the story of what happens.
Okay.
But this is like, early 2000s is when this is happening.
I don't know why in my head, you may have said the date in the beginning, but I don't know why in my head I was like, we're in the 70s. I was like, I was in a different time period.
Sorry.
The picture I was painting in my brain, that's not your fault.
So she ends up, she's, getting gigs here and there, but being an actress in LA is not, it's not an easy thing.
In the early 2000s, especially.
Oh, yeah. And it's gig work. You're literally going from gig to gig.
Yeah.
You're trying, it's a hustle. It's difficult. And she moved from LA to New York, again, same
an even
hustle.
tougher city.
Even tougher city.
Right.
It really
Exactly.
is. It truly is.
It truly is.
Yeah.
And so she decides that with her and her daughter that they're going to move to St. John. They move to St. John. They open up a gallery where she works, and they show local.
Ideal rich person behavior. Like if you come into a bunch of money, I'm like, let me live on a beach.
Yeah.
Surrounded by art.
Open up a business.
Yeah.
And that was kind of her thing too. She grew up loving art. At any rate, so when she meets Grant, she's absolutely like, she was like, what a good musician. And she's like, we're both artists, and she has no clue that he has a quote unquote wife
And a quote unquote other
two
wife.
children, right? Yeah. Like, so this is the real wife.
Oh,
this is how they met.
This is
Amanda.
his first wife.
His first wife.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes. True first wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amanda and him, they decide that they're going to get married, and she's so excited about it. And then I guess she does realize though that he does come to like tell her like, oh, I have an ex that lives in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I'm going to clarify because I feel like I got confused and maybe you had the same confusion. I thought that he went back to his first wife, but you're saying that he met the woman who he has children with first.
Yeah.
And then
Laura.
He met this woman in St. John.
And that is his first wife.
And that is technically his first wife because he wasn't married to the first
That's
person.
right. He wasn't married.
Okay.
I had an idea that he was with the woman he had kids with, and then he went back to
Another
first
wife.
wife, like a wife he'd had previously, but that's not the case. Got it.
No,
Understood.
he doesn't get married to. My point
Understood,
was that
yes.
he never married.
I get it now.
Even though she thought they were married.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So his wife is Amanda. He does marry Amanda, and Amanda is the one who this is her third husband. She's a little older than him, and I think he immediately was like sugar mama.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's got all this money that she got from.
I can play my reggae music, and Mama's going to hold down the fort.
Yeah. That, a dream come true.
Listen.
They can move to St. John and just have their happy life. The only problem is that, the kids that are, his that he shares aren't going to just be able, he can't just take his kids from Raleigh and just up and leave. But he's like, he does want to have his kids. So they do end up back in Raleigh. And
Amanda goes to Raleigh.
yeah.
She leaves her beachside gallery.
Yep. And also, so does Shay, her first daughter. She ends up going to Raleigh as well and settling.
Okay.
So now everybody's in Raleigh.
Oh, this is
Surprise. Laura's like, Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
She got that phone message where he's like, oh, I'm married now. This is my new wife. What a fucking triggering thing.
It would be awful.
Oh my God.
Like,
you know she saw it on Facebook.
She's like, oh, he took a photo and sent it to her.
What
Oh.
a piece of shit.
He said, and this, meet my new wife. And he's like, hi, this is my new wife.
Okay,
and we aren't married.
I gotta be
because-
honest. This is a TikTok I would watch. This woman being like, you won't believe what
Yeah.
my piece of shit,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
what I thought was my husband.
pop some Orville Redenbacher and just
Yes.
fucking.
This is Risa Tisa level
Yes.
of like, yeah.
Who the fuck did I marry?
Right.
Part 33.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. This motherfucker sent a picture
Yeah.
of him and his new wife.
Yeah. And
His
was
new
like, by the
little
way,
family.
I didn't sign that wedding certificate.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
How could you be so heartless?
Truly.
So Laura is like, what the fuck am I going to do? She's like, I can't afford to live in Raleigh. It's a big city.
Right.
So she ends up moving to a smaller city about an hour and a half away and about an hour, south of there. And it's actually the town where, Grant's parents live in. So she's got like a bit of a support system, at least with the kids. And
Yeah.
she's like, fine.
I gotta know
okay.
what-
I'm in
Do you know?
parents
Yeah. Do you know how hard it would be not to be like, do you know your son's a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Like, it would be so hard.
I think they probably,
I'm pretty sure they're
they-
aware. Yeah.
they, and their two sons is, Grant is a third, the Grant that I've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Their son is Grant the fourth. And then their second child's name is Gentle.
Oh, that's so
Gentle
Southern.
Rain.
That is-
REIGN. I don't know. I
That is
can't help it. I
The
just think
most
it's
like
the most
Southern
it's very
name.
Southern.
Gentle. Yes.
Gentle. I think it's precious. I'm sorry. I just think it's such a beautiful name for a little boy.
It's a boy. His name is Gentle.
Yes.
Oh, I just
Little
hope he doesn't
Gentle
go the other
Rain.
way. You know what I mean? Like where you're
you
just
mean?
like, fuck you.
And you're like,
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
You're fighting against your name
Yeah,
the whole
oh, I
time.
see. I
You
was
know
like,
what I
what do
mean?
you mean?
Like
Yes. So anyway,
if your name's Gentle, but you're just like the most aggressive,
Yeah,
like Aries
aggro.
man in the world, you know?
Gentle Rain, my ass. Anyway, so she moves. She's able to secure an apartment for her and the boys. She starts going to school going back into like her creative field, which is that she wants to get into graphic design. Meanwhile, Sneaky Snake Grant is like, I don't think she should have custody of those boys. So I'm going to file a petition.
What an asshole.
And it's an emergency petition to remove them from her.
What?
So she doesn't even need to be there for them to make a ruling. And he sneaky snakes the kids away from her.
dude, what a fucking demon.
This person has no conscience at all.
He's already, you don't think that you've not fucked with this woman's
Enough.
fucking heart enough? This person is a demon.
So now
Yeah, it's a bad
my
person.
kids have to live with you during the week, and I can only see my kids on the weekends. And
Well, and
not
she doesn't
only-
have probably the financial
no.
ability to take him back because you'd have to go,
Yeah.
she could fight it
they
for sure.
and they do, and so they do have there's a custody battle ensuing at this point because she's like, this is bullshit, and so she has to take him to court. Her business is starting to pick up and like it's doing well, so she is able to like secure like the court date and all this stuff. But meanwhile, she's meeting him every Friday or whatever at the gas station between their houses, and she's got some stranger raising her kids. And it's all very fuck you.
I'm not saying I condone if she did something. I'm saying I understand.
So anyway,
Look, I don't know. I feel like we've done enough of these stories that now I try to keep my mouth shut because
I'm just like, dude, that's it.
awful.
It's awful.
Horrible. Like if this was your husband doing this, and who knows what he's fed Amanda.
Yes. Well,
like,
that's
who
the thing.
knows?
So Amanda, that's part of it. According to Amanda, like, he's telling her all kinds of shit. And in her mind, she's like, these precious babies need a mom. They're there she's going to protect them. She also becomes pregnant as well. So then now there's 3 babies and she has a little daughter.
I just feel like I would need more information in this scenario. Like, cause you're going to have to co-parent with this person. Like you, like
I don't think she knew what she walked into.
No, I don't think so either. But now that she's here, you know the situation. There's another woman involved with the children. Yeah. Even if you believe that she's unfit, I would need to speak to her. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, just like we were talking about with your story, like when there are kids involved, you guys are gonna have to find a way to like work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not just taking his word for it that she's like a really terrible person.
No, you know? In fact, if you're telling me that, I'm more inclined to be like, I'm not interested in pursuing something with someone who can't get along with their ex. To me, it's one thing to break up and like not get along, but you have shared a family together. Like to me, that's so important that you got, and I'm not saying that you have to love that person, but I'm just saying
sometimes you get into situations with people who are bad people. Like it could be true. And I'm sure that he's feeding her stories that like, I didn't know who she was. And she's like a horrible, terrible
she's a piece
mother.
Of shit. She's a bad mom.
And sometimes that does happen.
Does drugs.
And like, I'm willing to give people like some grace, like trying to understand that. However, if that's the truth, then I have questions because I'm like, if she's that fucking bad, why did you leave her with the kids for all of this time to come to St. John and marry me?
There you go.
Why did you do that? She can't be that fucking awful.
That's
because
you got to use some logic.
Right.
Yeah. You got to use some logic sometimes. But you know what? At the same time, Amanda's like, you know, what did I fall into? I'm certain.
Right. She's in this now. Right.
She's in it now. So on the evening of July 13th, Laura is, reaching out to her friend Siobhan, that is her co-founder with the company that she's working with. And she's reaching out, like she's got meetings like top to bottom all day. And then she's like, but in the evening, she's like, I'm going to go into Raleigh to pick up the kids. We're going to go to like, go out, and have a night together because, Grant said it was okay, whatever. So she's like messaging like, oh my God, this meeting went really great. This meeting went really great. Like all of her meetings, she's getting like wins across the board. Like people are like picking up, like, they're like, yes, we'll work with you. We want to work with you. And so she goes, she meets the kids. And then Siobhan was supposed to hear from her again later that night.
Oh no.
And Siobhan doesn't hear from her. She was like, that's weird. But it's not
with the kids.
Exactly. You're with your kids or whatever, who knows, whatever. And she's like, a couple days go by and she's like, Siobhan leaves a message on her phone and was like, if I don't hear from you by like Sunday night, I'm calling the police Monday morning.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so she does. She calls and she's like, hey, my coworker, my partner is missing. I know that she is meant to go up to Raleigh to visit, her kids. I know that there's been problems with the ex, and there is a custody battle that's gotten heated. So I just want you guys to know, police are getting involved, and immediately to the cops.
Credit.
Semi credit. Initially
they did their job and they took it seriously.
Yeah. Well, because originally they were like, okay, yeah, she can do whatever she wants. She's an adult woman, right? You have that scenario, but then too, knowing that there's a custody battle and knowing some of the things that Siobhan told them.
You got to follow up.
He was like, because of the things that were red flags immediately from Siobhan telling them, he was like, we took it pretty seriously. So we needed to know like what's going on. So immediately they contact the ex-boyfriend, they contact Grant, and they're like, hey, have you seen? And he goes, no, in fact, I was supposed to drop off the kids to her at the Sheetz gas station like we always do on Friday, and she didn't even show up. I was there for an hour and a half. And he's like, I even called my mom.
I'll be getting that surveillance footage from that gas station.
So he did. He went there. Of course, the surveillance footage shows him there. The mom corroborates, he did call me and say that, she didn't show up. So, we don't know what's going on. But meanwhile, like everything's getting so bizarre. Like it's like, where does she go? Finally, they find her car. They found her car because they put a bolo out on it in the Raleigh area. They find it in a parking lot of the apartment that she and Grant used to live in before everything went to shit. Right. So it's in that parking lot for some reason. So, they're like, why would it be here? It's somewhat close to the airport. So they go and start checking to see, well, maybe she did check out. Maybe she's just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out. and no travel records, nothing on record to show any travel. But in the meantime, Grant and Amanda had some travel plans.
No
They
kidding.
were going to go to Texas. Amanda was really wanted to see her sister. And so they're so upset too, because they were going to go without the kids, but now they got to take the kids with them. So they rented a U-Haul so that they could pack extra stuff. And
You don't need a U-Haul. You don't
just
need a U-Haul.
Suburban.
they have a big Suburban.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, you'll be fine.
And
The things people say that they think people are just going to accept wholesale
No.
like that. Like,
No.
well, we needed it for the extra suitcases for 2 small children.
yeah. They needed the extra space. And there was maybe a piece of furniture or something. Oh, we got to take a piece of furniture to my sister
the
or something.
space in a U-Haul is actually small. Like the
it's not that
actual like space that you
especially for like the hauling ones, that you're going
Right.
to pull behind.
Yeah.
So she.
Oh, so it was the one. It's the trailer one.
Yeah. Well, because
okay,
you
never
can't
mind. Got
fit
it.
4 people into a truck.
Yeah,
Okay, understood.
that's
Yeah,
true.
got it.
So at any rate, it's the pull behind. They have like the Suburban or whatever. He, one of the things that police also noticed is that he'd purchased, some
Oh, this is gonna upset me.
tarp. He had purchased a new saw that was, just offhand. And then he also purchased some ice, like coolers and some ice. And, it was all for the trip though. It's no big deal. They're just going on a trip.
I always need a saw when I travel.
Yeah, just in case.
Travel saw.
Yeah. Don't you have you don't keep
Sawzall.
one in your trunk?
You guys don't have one?
No.
Oh, okay. Great.
So anyway, Shay, is the police reach out to Shay because they do a search warrant on the house, and they go through the house and they realize there's a few weird things. It smells like bleach. There's the boys' bathroom, which is normally filled with their toys and whatever, is missing the shower curtain, the rod, the liner. There's no mats on the floor anymore. It's completely stripped. And so just things that are like popping up, right? They're like,
Yeah.
That's weird. One of the weirdest things they found though is on the countertop, right in plain sight, is a handwritten like document saying that Laura will give up the children for a fee of $25,000 and signed with her name on it. But of course, also too, they note that it's like literally written in like 5 different like handwritings. Like, the handwritings are different on the whole thing. It's very bizarre.
Wow.
So yeah, and everybody is like, she's not going to give up her fucking custody of the children for $25,000. She wouldn't do it for $1 million. Like, there's no fucking way. I mean, immediately, there's no way I look at that and think,
also,
she'll do
if
that.
you're in the middle of a custody agreement, you don't think you're doing, if there's any negotiation happening, you don't think it's happening at court?
It's definitely
It's
not on
happening
a
at your
handwritten
kitchen table with a handwritten note?
No. That's not
You
not the
must
case.
think we're so dumb.
So dumb. So they go, and so they're like, oh, great. So Shay had told them, she was like, yeah, they went to Texas to visit my aunt, Karen. They're at her house. Karen is basically one of the people who helped raise, because again, her mom wasn't available to them. And so Karen was a big part of Amanda's life growing up. And so they go there, and Amanda and Grant are kind of acting a bit weird or whatever. They're asking questions like, are there gators around here? Do gators eat people?
I'm about to get really upset.
Oh no. The U-Haul.
It's in the, I know.
The
I've been
U-Haul.
feeling it this whole time. And like,
They're like, are
that-
there sharks?
How do you ever recover as a child knowing
That you were on this trip?
that you were on this trip and your mom was in the U-Haul?
And
You
that
don't.
your dad.
You don't recall. I
Did
don't
it.
know that you can ever come to the other side of that. It's fucking awful. So the police show up at Karen's house, and they're like, "Is your sister here by chance with Grant?" And she's like, "Let's hold hands and pray."
I would rather not. I'm not
She-
interested in that.
She leads them in a prayer, and then she tells them,
The police?
"Yes,
I'm sorry. I'm not participating in this. I am not participating in this charade, ma'am.
she is not there any longer. She already left, but she is concerned because her sister brought some things to her attention that felt very odd now,
Okay.
in retrospect."
All right.
And they're like, "Well, have you seen Laura because she's missing. And she goes, some weird things happened. She did ask my son about, whether alligators eat humans. And he even kind of jokingly was like, oh, this is big city boy questions. Like, you've never been to the country before. Like, of course, crocodile. And he's like, and I even told him, yeah, pigs eat people too. Like they're actually carnivores. Like, it was for him being asked because he has no clue. He was just like,
I wouldn't think it. This is honestly a conversation that we could have if we were just like sitting around chatting and
sure.
we were like, do you think the alligators eat people? This is like that. I wouldn't think anything
he
of
didn't.
it
They
either.
didn't at the time.
Yeah.
But one of the other things that was kind of bizarre was that they wanted to go out and look for sharks. They wanted to go out on this river that's out back of their house. And so they took the boat out one day and they're, gone for a while and came back and no big deal, whatever. And then they're like, okay, so we're going to have to search this like basically river behind your house.
Yeah.
And they do. And they find the remains, the cut up remains of Laura's body.
It's fucking awful.
It's awful. It's fucking awful. And so they're like, we got them. There's no fucking question that they did this.
Yeah.
There's no fucking question. They have all this evidence. They even have footage of Amanda. They had purchased, Grant had purchased a lot of muric acid. Mm-hmm. And they have actual footage of Amanda dumping it into the
It's so wild
river.
To me when you can get someone to go along with a plan like Amanda. What are you doing?
Yeah,
truly.
So
Amanda,
I don't care how bad he's made her sound to you. I don't care.
No.
There is no scenario in which I would be like, yeah, sure. I mean, sure, I'll help you with that.
Yeah. No, what are you fucking doing? Anyway, so there has been some stories, and I don't know the validity of this. There's a lot of been talk about like she's an actress, so she's acting, but she's come out and said like, he accidentally killed her, and I had to help him because he was going to kill me too, and he threatened my life, and I was scared of him. I'm not going to let her get off that easy. A jury has decided that he was guilty.
And you know what? The jury system, and that's the best that we have here in America. So, if they convict somebody of say 134 felonies, I buy it.
Listen, and at this point, like I know that there's wrongful convictions that happen. I do know that.
Of course.
But regardless, she's complicit in this. And at any fucking point, she could have called the cops.
Right. Even if she was scared, because I don't know him. Like he seems like a really, really bad person. Yeah. And like, maybe he did threaten her. Maybe she was afraid. It's not an excuse to take it as far as you took it. Even if you were afraid in the moment, you had opportunities.
You had outs. You had opportunities. Absolutely. You're at Karen's house. Slip the bitch a note.
Right.
Yeah.
Like call the police. He has whatever. At any point there was an exit strategy, and I just don't buy. I think there's other, like I said, I listened to another podcast, and I'm actually not going to call them out on it, but they were like, oh, well, maybe, this person was, not quite the bad person, but I'm like, you know what? There is opportunities.
There's no
and I just can't buy into it.
No, there's no excuse to be complicit in feeding your, these are your like stepchildren's mother.
Yeah.
To the alligators? No, I'm sorry. There's just no.
Absolutely not.
No.
So at any rate, they do convict Grant. He is convicted of first degree murder.
Yeah.
He's going away for life. Period. Done and dusted. So, but when she goes to court, she gets charged basically and ends up coming up to a second degree, and it's not. The police aren't happy with that result. They're like, no, this bitch was complicit. So, hey, Texas, the fucking prosecutors in North Carolina called the prosecutors in Texas and were like, would you like to expedite her to charge her as well for the crimes that she committed in Texas? And they did.
Well, it's Texas. Yeah, I'm sure they did.
So they added.
Texas is vindictive as fuck. They're like, yep.
Yeah, we would love to. So she ends up getting an additional 20 years on top of the sentence she got in North Carolina. She still is basically 2045 would be still, by the time the sentence runs up, she's still available or able to.
That is that when she's eligible for parole?
Thank you.
2045. Okay.
Sheesh. I couldn't find the word eligible.
No, I get it.
There it was. At any rate, so that's when she's eligible for parole. And, but yeah, that is the awful story. The boys, Jensel and Grant, are being raised by Grant's parents in that town, Kender or whatever. For what I saw, it was the show that I watched was actually interviewing Laura's dad, and the way he broke down a couple times, I was like,
oh, that's so sad.
So he has contact with the boys as well, and they have a strong relationship. And so he constantly, shares with them about their mother and who she was and what a great person she was. And so, yeah, that's the fucking awful story.
Yeah, I just feel bad. Like she wanted, this loving, stable home, and this guy just railroaded her.
Absolutely.
Like the whole time. Ugh. Awful.
That's
Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage.
That's why you chase dreams, not men.
That's right.
And that's the truth.
Fuck it.
Truly.
What are you guys watching this week? I have just the thing that everyone should immediately, if not sooner, be watching. And that is Ren Fair.
Oh my God.
On HBO.
I'm going to watch this.
It is. Okay. So I was like, first of all, Eric, bless his heart, gets a little triggered by Ren Fair stuff.
Oh God.
Due to his upbringing and being forced to do Ren Fair stuff on the weekends.
With his parents?
With his mom.
No.
Oh my God.
Have I never told you guys that?
I kind of vaguely, but for some reason in my mind, it was an ex-girlfriend that was into it.
Dissociated for a minute. That is so.
Like teenage Eric used to have to go like on the weekends.
That's the mandatory family fun activity.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I was like, babe, this looks really good. We watched the trailer.
It'd be like, it's equivalent to like the religious trauma I experience when I watch certain documentaries. Yes. But for him, it's Ren Fair. Yes. Oh no. That is so funny.
So he's like, I actually do kind of want to watch it or whatever. So we thought it was just going to be like showing Ren Fair stuff.
Yeah.
No, it is a fucking Succession level power struggle between who is going to run this Ren Fair. Everybody in it is the strangest person you've ever seen in your life. It cannot be real.
Nothing. It is. I love more than people taking dumb shit too serious. Like it's that is just, it is always fascinating to me when I'm just like, do you hear yourself?
You have to watch it and then you have to text me. You will scream so many times through the first episode. I've only seen the first one. I am so excited for the show.
I'm about to head back home and watch it now.
This is the best thing ever.
Honestly. And I do want to clarify because I did just say dumb shit. I know a lot of people who love Ren Fairs and they seem fun. Like if you put
I've been to a Ren Fair too.
And if you put the
and dressed up because I love to dress up.
I love to dress up.
Love it.
But you got to put the like appropriate amount of seriousness on it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like there's an appropriate amount of.
We're just playing. We're playing here. It's fine. But yeah, no. For these people, it's like life and death.
Wow.
And it's intense. It's wonderful.
It sounds like white people shit for sure.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, so I'm watching The Empress, which is about Cece from.
Oh yeah.
It's so fucking
and
good.
It's in
German.
Yeah.
It is.
I watched the first episode of that a while back. Now I need to remember to go back to that.
It's really good. It's really, really good. I mean, she's beloved.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is, a beloved queen, or empress, I guess. But it's good. It's good as hell. Yeah, highly recommend.
Cool.
Awesome. Cool. I'm not going to talk about what I watched. I wanted to. And I don't want to go into it and I don't want to talk about it too in depth. I just feel like, listeners have been with us on this journey for a long time. And so I just wanted to let everybody know that Anthony and I are separated. It's been a really long process. We still have so much love and respect for each other. And we always will. You'll never catch me saying anything negative about him. And we're okay. Like we're both doing okay. And this has just been a journey, and it's been very, very difficult. But I really don't want to go into it I don't know if I will be ready to talk about it or when I'll be ready to talk about it, if ever, on the podcast. But I just felt like that was something that I needed to let everybody know. So thank you, listeners, for being there for us from the very beginning and throughout this entire journey. And love you guys.
Oh, well said. Well said. Well, Kate, if you guys have a terrible date story, if you have something that we should watch, if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.